I'm Tammy Beilstein. Welcome to Tammy's Window on Calaveras. I'm here today with Sid Marsh, and he's from the Ebbett Pass Visitor Center. And I know he has so much to tell you guys about the center, and I need to learn more about Ebbett's Pass and Arnold and all of this because I really don't know much. But he is such an interesting, kind and handsome man. And I would like him to tell us a bit about himself before we talk about all of this.
Myself?
Because you know what, I remember you telling me once that you came from the Bay Area, you grew up in, you're a city boy.
Yep.
How in the world did you end up in Arnold?
You know, it's funny, I used to come up here camping. I'd go up to Utica Reservoir, I'd take a canoe and take about 200 pounds of supplies and go back for about a week and a half.
Yeah.
And I kept looking at this building in Arnold, and I kept watching the price go down, 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 and I finally offered them some silly money. And they said, oh no, we won't take that. And about a week later they said, are you still interested at that price? I said, sure. So about 12 years ago, I bought one of the oldest buildings in town.
You did?
Yeah, it was built in 1939.
Was it someone's home or was it a business that you bought?
It's both. It's right on Highway 4. It was a home. It was built by the Giles family from scrap lumber from the Blagan Mill. Blagan Mill started in 1939 out at White Pines Lake. And this guy Giles, I think it was Dude Giles, he used to bring lumber home, scrap lumber, and he built this house, this building. It's a 3-story building, and part of it is residential, part of it is commercial. And
you live there?
Uh-huh.
Neat.
Kate and I live there.
Kate and I. I love Kate.
Yes.
That is his business partner's girlfriend. They're just so great together.
Yes, we're celebrating our 4th anniversary. We just went over Ebbett's Pass to celebrate. We wanted to see the pass so that that's what we tell everybody to do. So we thought, well, we got to put our money where our mouth is. And we went over, spent the night in Markleyville, and came back.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Since I've never been there, I couldn't even imagine there are places to spend the night over there. There's hotels all along the way on this Ebbets Pass that you talk about?
No, there's not hotels all along the way. It's really wild and woolly up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where do you stay?
The last place in Calaveras would be Lake Alpine or Bear Valley, and then there's nothing until you get to Markleyville. And it's from Arnold to Markleyville is 61 miles. That is the Ebbets Pass Scenic Byway.
Arnold
to Markleyville.
So do you start in one county and you...
Yep. You start in
another county.
You wind up in Alpine County. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where Markleyville is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, like I was saying earlier, I live in Valley Springs. Everything I do is the other direction. And
you're more westward, we're more eastward.
Yeah. And you know, to tell you the truth, I was a little bit anxious about doing this interview with you because I don't know much of anything about camping, hiking, any of that.
That's why you need a visitor center to go to tell you what to do.
I do. You know, I just, I do have allergies and asthma. So that is one reason why. And I don't like fish poop, so I don't go in, seriously, so I don't go in the lake or ponds or the ocean, anything fish poop in, you know. Bathtubs and swimming pools are totally fine, though.
How about rivers? It's moving water.
No,
well, they poop in it, but it sinks.
I can't do it. So I'm not much of a country girl, even though I'm in Valley Springs. We have, you know, nice little property and all of that. That's like the most country I am. So I'm thinking I'm not going to know anything that you're going to be telling me where these places are or what they have. So I'm kind of nervous.
It all up, can't I?
You could.
That's the beauty of it.
I would be like, really? Okay, so...
Someday you should at least drive over.
I should.
It's like a 2-hour drive over and then a 2-hour drive back, but it's beautiful. It's like the Alps up there. You go up to about 85, 8,700 feet.
So you're saying the pass is about 2 hours?
From Arnold to Markleyville.
Okay.
That's 60 miles. You know, most of the time it'd take you an hour to do 60 miles because you're doing 60 miles.
Right, but it's all curvy?
It's all very curvy.
Okay.
Yeah, you can only do like 20 miles an hour. And some of it, there's no guardrail. So you want to go slow.
Okay. Can people bring campers up there?
Up to 24 feet.
Okay.
You can't, anything longer than 24 feet will get hung up in all the switchbacks and things, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be scary.
Oh, that happens every now and then. There about 3, well, I guess maybe it was 5 years ago, there was a truck that went over, and I think it had peanut butter and ice cream. And it went over the side, and boy, the animals had a field day.
I understand that's how peanut butter cups were invented.
There you go, right. It's a local treat, yeah.
Oh, how weird. I mean, God, that stuff I never really think about. We don't have those problems where I live.
Right.
So camping, That's something most people do where you live.
Camping, it's kayaking, camping, mountain biking, hiking, fishing, hunting during the season, all that. Yeah.
Okay. And the trails people walk on, I hear about your trails up there. Didn't something happen recently or
there's
something?
the Arnold Rim Trail, which is fairly new, and that's
Has it been expanded or something? Did something new happen to it?
It went from about 10 miles to about 17 miles.
Okay.
The whole thing's going to be about 30, 35 miles around Arnold.
Okay.
So the northern half has been done, and that's 17 miles. And it goes from the Logging Museum in White Pines, at White Pines Lake, all the way down to beyond Hathaway Pines on Highway 4.
Wow.
But it goes along a ridge top.
Yeah.
There's part of it that's called Top of the World. You can get up there, you can see Mount Diablo in the Bay Area from there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you do that very often?
Kate and I try to get out at least a couple of times a month on the Rim Trail.
You do,
But
huh?
between the inn and the visitor center and everything else, we're working 24/7, and we live where we work.
Golly, that would be
We open
tough.
up even when we're closed, that kind of
Wow. Wow. Oh, so I do want to ask you more about that. But tell me a little bit more about this trail. Can
Rim
people
Trail.
ride bikes on it?
thing.
Or is it just walking?
It's for hiking, biking, and equestrians. There's no motorized. Yeah.
Oh, so it's a wide trail.
Parts of it are fairly wide. In fact, from the Logging Museum, the first mile is ADA approved, Americans with Disabilities Act.
I was going to ask you about that.
So
Okay.
it's paved, it's 6% grade, so it's so wheelchair accessible, and it goes to a little overlook for a creek, San Antonio Creek.
Okay.
So that first mile is that, and then the other 16 miles are single track type of hiking. Yeah.
Who takes care of those trails?
The Arnold Rim Trail Committee.
Oh.
There is a committee.
They volunteers?
Right.
Okay.
I'm on the steering committee.
Oh.
We every month there is a trail day. I believe it's the third Saturday in the month. People meet at Hathaway Pines, and they'll go out and either create new trail or take care of existing trail, and they'll get 15, 20 people sometimes out there helping.
Nice. Is it mostly on the weekends? It's busy?
It's on the weekends, like on a Saturday
Yeah.
morning.
Okay. Okay. Very cool. Huh. And you know what I'm thinking? There's a trail in Valley Springs that I've been on. Only a couple of times because it's dirty.
Yeah, that's the problem with nature. It's
I
dirty
know,
at times.
I know.
you know?
What's up with that? But I probably wouldn't have as enjoyed that trail as much, except for the fact that they had these little
Interpretive
they were like
markers?
well, they're like mailboxes that you take a couple of sheets out, and it tells you at this spot, this is what you're looking
Right.
at, and this happened at this date or at this place. That made it very interesting for me. Does your trail have that sort of thing?
The Rim Trail does not. They don't have interpretive. That's interpretive signage along the
Okay.
way, telling you what you're seeing,
Okay.
that kind of thing. What you might want to do is go up to big trees, Calaveras big trees, and like the North Grove is that way. They have numbers, and they have a little brochure that'll tell you at this number that's what this tree is and what happened.
I
this
do
day.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've never been to big trees?
I have. Okay, I'll tell you.
I know it's dirty, but it's
I
worth
know.
it.
My husband and I went there. It was when we were first together, and I don't even know if we were engaged then. We take the drive up there, and we get out. He's telling me how gorgeous it's going to be because he loves that kind of stuff: camping, fishing, biking. He loves that stuff. I look at these big. Seriously, I would look at these big pieces of property, this land, and at that time I was younger. I would look at it and think, why is there not a mall there? That is a perfect spot. Look at all that space.
Well, you want to pave paradise, turn it into a parking
I
lot?
did want to. I'm better about that now. But so we drive to the big trees. The whole time he's building it up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope I like it because he loves it so much. And we get out of the car, and he tells me to take a deep breath, and he's all smiling and happy. And I take a deep breath, and he says, "What does it smell like?" And I said, "It smells like dirt." And he said, he was not happy. He was like, "Should we just get in the car and go?"
Did you get to see the big trees?
I walked around the visitor center and a little place to buy a gift shop stuff.
I know exactly what you're talking
And
about.
that was about it.
No, you have to get out. The North Grove hike is just a mile long,
Yeah.
and you'll see probably 50 big trees. When I say big trees, these are Sequoia gigantus. These things are like 300 feet tall, and they're thousands of years old.
Okay.
I mean, they are really impressive.
I did see some, and they have those interpretive markers that you're
that
talking
particular
about.
grove does
Okay.
have an interpretive.
So I do need to do that.
Yes.
I do need to. I'm sure.
It's big trees for dummies, you know, they
Yeah.
interpret it.
That's what I need. Yeah. And I'll bring my inhaler and I'll be all
There you
set.
go.
And my little wet wipes.
How about a hazmat suit?
Hey, so on your trail, at the big trees, they do have that, so that center is right there. Like if
Yeah, in fact, they just opened up a brand new visitor center there.
Oh, cool.
In kind of conjunction with, they had a 150 anniversary of the California State Parks, and Big Tree State Park finished their new visitor center. Beautiful, beautiful facility.
That is really neat.
And great interpretive center. They have an education program there. Yeah.
Oh, I love that stuff. And so if someone were like me, we're on that trail having an asthma attack or something, there are people there.
There are people there, yes. There
Yeah.
are rangers, there are docents, there are all kinds of people
On the
there.
Ebbets Pass Trail, do you have something
No.
nearby?
No,
you need to know what you're doing.
The closest would be the ranger station in Hathaway Pines.
Okay. So that's for people who've done this sort of thing before, or at least know what they're doing.
It's very user-friendly.
Is it? What kind of things should someone bring when they go do a hike like that?
The water.
Okay.
Water's the main thing. Sure, you always want to bring maybe a little first aid kit. But the biggest thing is water.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to get dehydrated.
Yeah.
Depends on how far you're going. You also need to bring a little food, maybe, that sort of thing. Sure.
Okay. Do kids ever do maybe like science camp up there, or?
They may do that up at Bear Valley. Bear Valley runs all kinds of camps. They
Okay.
have sports camps. They have kind of different things.
Yeah. Yeah. My kids loved their science camp when they went and did that.
Yeah?
Oh my God, I gotta tell you, it has nothing to do with your. But I just thought of
fine.
something. When my son.
We're just having a nice chat.
When my son went to science camp, I went to the store, got him all the things he was going to need. I'm thinking of his little backpack he was going to carry. He was 6th grade. To be all safe, first aid kit, all those
Oh,
things that
sure.
you mentioned. Water bottles, all of that. And I saw that they had these disposable toilet seat covers, and I bought him a pack of those.
Can't leave home without it.
I take this stuff home, and I'm all proud to show him how I thought of everything for him. He's like, not taking that, not taking that.
What do the other guys think? You know, sure.
know.
Mom wants me to bring that.
Oh, so before I go on this trail, I am going to do some research to
You're
make
going
sure
to come with this huge backpack.
it'll have to have wheels so I can
Right. Your
pull
own
it in
camper.
the trail. Okay, so your visitors center
Center,
is at the beginning of the road, the Ebbets Pass Road.
It's at the beginning of the Ebbets Pass Scenic Byway, but
Okay.
we kind of specialize in everything Murphy's to Markleyville. So that to me,
Okay.
Murphy's is kind of really the beginning of Ebbets Pass.
I see.
You come out of Murphy's and you start going up the grade, you're really starting to go up the
Are you?
pass. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
So we try to include both.
okay. So where exactly is your place? The address?
It's 830 Highway 4 in Arnold. If you're
Okay.
familiar with Arnold, it's right next door to Giant Burger, between Giant Burger and Serafina's. And we have, it's a 3-story building. It looks like a 2-story building from the road. We have our inn downstairs, down below. Then we have a half-acre of private forest out and back.
Nice. You live there, and it's the visitor center.
Right. And it's an inn.
And it's an inn.
Right.
Each floor something different?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, there's an inn down on the first floor, which is actually below grade on the highway, and then there's the visitor center and our residence, and
Okay.
then and we're working on more inn upstairs.
How neat. How many people can stay at your place at once?
Right now, we kind of specialize in either 2 couples or a small family. Because
Okay.
it's 2 rooms, each room has its own queen bed, each room has its own bathroom, it's separated by a living room, there's a kitchen, a dining room, huge porch overlooking the forest. It's kind
Really?
of nice, yeah.
Very nice.
And it's
Is it
actually
expensive?
in downtown Arnold.
With stores and restaurants and everything?
Yeah, there you go.
So it's expensive to stay there?
It's $120 a night weekdays and $145 a night Friday and Saturday night.
Oh, that's
And that's for 4 people with the kitchen, everything.
really good.
We're a B&B without the B. We give you a bed, no breakfast.
Used to be. Okay.
There you go.
Nice. So people need to make reservations. So even though
Yes,
you live
yeah.
there, they can't just show up and.
Well, what's happened is we probably book about 26 days out of the month, out of 30 days.
That's incredible.
So for the other 4, we're open, and sometimes people pop in, and we have
Yeah.
walk-ins. Sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Like middle of the night?
No,
Okay.
the latest that anybody's ever come is maybe 10 o'clock. We've been getting a lot of foreign people too, interesting.
Really?
People from London, Germany, a lot of Germans.
Oh, how interesting.
Asians from like China, that
Yeah.
kind of thing, yeah.
Do you know what they're doing here?
Well, they're on their vacation.
But I mean,
they're actually going out and getting dirty. they're hiking. They're enjoying, wilderness. That's what they're doing.
ew. No, I'm kidding. So you're talking like a small family, small family, not
or
groups
a couple,
of,
or maybe two couples, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the people that have been visiting you lately from other countries.
It'll be, usually small families, maybe a mom, dad, 2 kids, that kind of thing.
How interesting. Well, I bet they're loving your
And
place.
they'll go over. They'll stay with us a couple of days. They'll go over the pass, go to Lake Tahoe, and then continue traveling across country.
Oh, yeah. Good idea. So in the visitor center, is it mostly information about
What
the
it is
county or about Ebbett's Pass?
Well, as I
or-
say, we specialize in Murphys to Markleeville,
Yeah.
so that's what the information is all about,
Okay.
all the maps and the trails and that sort of thing. We also have an art gallery, and we specialize in local artists with local themes.
Love
We've
that.
been very successful with that. In fact, the artist who created our logo, she was one of the first artists.
here?
Yeah, there you go. That's our logo. That was done by Pat Rahovitt, and she was one of the first artists we had. And what happened was we also sell advertising to the local businesses. So
What are they advertising
well, like
in just
the restaurants, the
Okay.
plumbers, all kinds of things, all kinds services, that sort of
Yeah.
thing. Well, Nancy Ward from Sequoia Woods, which is a big country club up there, came in, saw her art, and commissioned her to do like 8 paintings for their dining room and their lobby and everything. So it was a big job.
That's nice.
So we're trying to network people.
That is so nice. I love that.
Yeah.
That's one of the best things about our county. So many people do that, try to do that sort of thing. It's so important. I love that. So businesses bring their info to your place. So that's a one-stop
Right.
for anybody who's going by. They
What happens is we either get a lot of tourists that don't know the area, or we get a lot of locals. Arnold has 7,000 homes, but they're all
does.
second homes. There's maybe 2,000 or 3,000 full-time,
Okay.
people that live there. So we get a lot of people that are new cabin owners. They
Yeah.
come in, they need to decorate their cabins. They got
Yeah.
blank walls, so we
Yeah.
sell them art, that sort of thing.
That's interesting. So your town must be like really rocking in the spring and summer, and then quiet in the winter.
Yes. Well,
Or
it
because
it
people are
depends
going-
on Bear Valley. Bear Valley
Yeah.
is a big economic engine for Highway 4.
Okay.
So what happens is summer and winter it's really good. It's
Okay.
spring and fall, the shoulder seasons, where
Yeah, that
Bear
makes
Valley's
sense.
closed. It's not warm enough to go hiking or whatever.
Yeah.
That's when it's very quiet.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Huh. And you probably do skiing and all of that too.
Yeah.
You're very athletic.
We try to be.
So you're
Gotta stay healthy.
Yeah, well,
See, Kate and I we're not worried about dirt.
no, I can tell. You guys are more normal. That's what it is. You're just more normal. I have my issues. I won't even go there. No.
No, for instance, we went over to Markleeville yesterday. We came back. We stopped. There's a little cabin right on Highway 4. It's a Forest Service cabin. You can rent
Yeah.
or something. We went behind it, and there was a beautiful little waterfall, probably about 5 or 6 feet tall. And there was a great place to have a picnic. We had a picnic. We went swimming under the waterfall.
Yeah.
We actually got wet. We actually sat and had a picnic. It was a great time.
It sounds really pretty. It sounds very
But
nice.
you would hate it, wouldn't you?
Well, I would have needed a shower after the waterfall.
Oh, well.
No.
Who knows what fish do in there?
I know what they do in there. I do. I'll tell you about it after the show.
Oh, okay.
It's not for little ears. So tell me about if I were going to your place, going around your visitor center, what sort of place would I want to go and eat or shop? What kind of places do the
depends
tourists
on-
like to check out?
Well, the big thing we really push is big trees. I mean,
Okay.
that is amazing. And in fact, people do come from all over the world just for big trees.
Sure,
The
yeah.
state park.
Yeah.
That's probably the number one thing. Also, Lake Alpine is very big. The Arnold Rim Trail. Murphy's is a great little town to walk around.
I love Murphy's.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's 27 wine tasting rooms on Main Street. You can park your car and have a great day and never have to, drive.
I didn't know there were that many.
Yep. It's interesting. Murphy's 10 years ago, 15 years ago, used to be all art galleries.
Yeah.
It was very artsy. And somehow the wineries came in and started pushing out the art galleries, and now it's all wineries pretty much.
Oh my goodness. I remember it was just Ironstone was the winery everybody thought of
Yeah.
when they went there. But
They really kind of triggered this whole thing.
did they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And that's
they-
a great place to go to. That's like an adult Disneyland. You
Oh
go there.
yeah. Yeah. Well, besides all the concerts and the movies and the events that they put on over there, but yeah, the meeting rooms that they have available for people who are doing presentations or have to have
The grounds are very nice. You can just, they have little lakes and manicured landscaping and everything, and you can grab a sandwich and a bottle of wine and sit out by a lake there.
Oh, it's so nice. And the little museum there is really neat also.
Yeah, you see their piece of gold?
Yes, I have.
They have a big hunk of gold and they're safe.
Gorgeous. I just want to touch it once. Yeah. Do you guys have a museum as part of your visitor center?
No, but we kind of specialize in the history of the area.
Okay.
We sell a lot of vintage photographs.
That's what these are.
Those are some of those. Yeah, I brought some of those.
So you sell these in your visitor center,
right?
Okay.
But we're also trying to find out more about the history and all the different characters. You know, there's Snowshoe Thompson and Monty Wolf and all these different names that
cool. That stuff I love.
Yeah.
Was Arnold named after a person named Arnold?
What was it? It was Bob and Bernice Arnold. They had rental cabins and a little coffee shop or something when it all started.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Ebbett's Pass, is that named after a person?
John Ebbett's. In fact, that's what Kate and I were trying to do over in Markleeville is the Forest Service wants to do some interpretive panels along Highway 4.
Yeah.
And somebody came into our office trying to find a picture of John Ebbett's.
Yeah.
Who it was named for. And I think he was like a brigadier general, and I know a little bit of his history, but nobody can find a picture of him.
Interesting.
So we went to Markleeville looking for it, couldn't find anything there either. We went to their archives, so... You would think a brigadier general, there'd be some kind of military picture of him.
So none of these are of him. We don't see one here. Oh, well, tell me who you do have, or what you have here.
Okay, that's Dorrington. That is Dorrington. Back in the day, it was a toll road from Dorrington over to the Carson Valley in Nevada. You had to pay, and that's where you stopped and paid the Big Tree Carson Valley toll road.
Wow, look at that car.
Well, that's like about a 1903, 1904 car.
That is very cool. Big Tree Carson Valley Toll Road. You have how many? Quite a few of these prints. If you had 5 people show up and wanted to come buy one, or is this it?
We could handle that.
Okay.
No. We have the negatives, that kind of thing.
That's really neat. Yeah. I like that. And then this one here.
That is Silver Mountain City. Back in the day, back in about the late 1800s, there was a town up on Highway 4 that had about 3,000 or 4,000 people. It was a silver mining town. It was called Silver Mountain City. Yeah. And it thrived. It had about 10 different bars and hotels and all this kind of thing. And then the silver played out. Well, they took all the building materials, and that's where Bodie, a lot of the buildings in Bodie came from.
I like Bodie.
You know, Bodie, the ghost town?
Yes.
Yeah. So the silver played out, they tore down all the buildings, they took the lumber and reassembled it over in Bodie.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so they took these apart, put them back together
again once they got that was Highway 4. Main Street was Highway 4 right through Silver Mountain City.
That is really neat.
And there's actually a little thing. You can see a dog, a picture of the dog. Well, there's also the ghost of the dog because the dog moved. Well, the dog moved. You know, it was one of those old pictures where it had to hold still. The aperture was open a long time, and the dog moved.
Oh.
So there's a dog, and there's a ghost of the dog.
It's kind of creepy when you look at it. Gosh, I couldn't imagine living back then with the dirt. This is so cool.
That was actually a gas station outside of Arnold. It was called Paradise Ranch. There's now a development kind of close by called Rancho Paradiso, but it was like a log cabin filling station. I wish it was still there.
Someone should rebuild that. That's really neat.
Would you go there? It might have dirt. It's made out of trees.
It has a restroom. I would
there you go. It does. Okay.
Yeah, so there. And this here.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Oh, that is Big Tree State Park, way back in the 1800s. That is you hear about the giant stump that they cut down this big tree.
Yeah.
That was a dance hall. That was a pavilion that they did on top of the stump.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that woman's dress and people wore that like every day. Was she there for a dance? That's a big old dress.
No. We have a lot of pictures about that time frame.
Yeah.
And the women were in full dress. The men were in, coat and tie, heavy wool coats and ties. And
oh, man. And This here, the gas station?
That is downtown Arnold. That is the Ebbets Pass Inn back in probably about the 60s, early 60s or so. Yeah, that was where everybody came. That was the
Very
post
cool.
office.
That is so cool. If I lived in your area, I would want these pictures all over my home. That is so neat. I love that kind of thing. Ebbets
And we do
Pass
stuff
Inn.
with Murphy's also. We have some old pictures. We have.
Do ya?
Yeah.
That is so cool. I'm sure that the guys who own the Murphys, the inn, they're the hotel, have they been to your place and seen some of your...
Some of them have, yeah. They
I
bought
bet they
some
would
of
love
our
that.
pictures, yeah.
Very cool. And then this here.
That's Bear Valley. That's Bear Valley back in
Valley.
the day, back in the 70s. That was like a real celebrity mecca. I mean, there's Merv Griffin, Claudine Longet, and Lloyd Bridges. And Lloyd Bridges used to have, there's Lloyd Bridges. There you go. He used to have a place up at Bear Valley. Robert
Griffin?
Conrad, back in
Yeah?
the day, he used to have it. Yeah, it was a great getaway for the celebs, and it had a little mystique going on up at Bear Valley. That's what we need to get back.
Yes.
Now, Bear Valley, actually, it's kind of interesting. It's for sale. The whole place is for sale. They've been having problems getting different big companies involved. Now they're going to do a co-op, where for $2,500 you could be part owner of Bear Valley.
Really?
What they want to do is get about 5,000 of these units of $2,500, and that will give them enough money to buy the resort and to fix up all the deferred maintenance, that sort of thing.
Well, that's a good idea. But I'm surprised no one wanted to buy it on their own. I mean,
There's been a lot of different reasons why. I mean, some of it's political, and some of it's they had a problem with their sewer for a while. That's all been fixed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to buy some units?
Yep. We're part of it. We
That's
did.
so neat.
Yeah.
I might want to also.
I believe. Well, I believe in the area, and I think that really promotes the area.
Yeah.
And how Bear Valley goes, so goes the area.
That's true.
So I want to help them.
That's true. And they're so much more than just skiing there with their events and all the things that they put on there. I mean, that's just, it
The
is
Bear
a
Valley
beautiful
Music
place.
Festival is a big thing in the summertime.
Yeah?
That's going to be
Yeah.
happening late July, August.
Okay.
And that's a very eclectic kind of music festival. They'll have symphony orchestras, they'll have rock music, they'll have folk music. It's all kinds
That's
of
really
stuff.
neat. I love when that kind of stuff goes on. If people want to contact you to find out how to come get to your place, see your place, just talk to you and ask you questions because you know about the whole area.
The number
who
is
do they call?
It's 209-795-1882.
Okay.
Or our website is, well, think of it as Ebbets Pass Visitor Center. It's epvc.org.
Okay. And do you guys have a Facebook page?
We have a Facebook page, both the Visitor Center and our inn. It's the Bears Lair Inn is our inn, and we have a Facebook page there.
Nice. Oh, awesome. We are out of time.
We are.
This flew by. I was all nervous about it, and it flew by.
There's so much more we could talk about.
I know. You'll have to come back. Thank you for being here, though, and explaining all of this to me from the beginning. I appreciate that. Really, I do. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time on Tammy's Window on Calaveras.